hauntings. It's what, in the top 10 most haunted places in America. We are going to have the Randolph County Asylum to ourselves until 10 a.m.
That hit red twice.
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
You know, this is never meant to be an insane asylum. Let's face it, if you've got mental problems or if you've got physical problems, the chances of you having a job is pretty slim. And so you would be here.
Do you hear that noise? What? All right, everyone, we are here in Winchester, Indiana at the Randolph County Asylum. I think what we are most excited about with this investigation is the fact that two of our friends from Adelaide, Australia, Cag and Allison from Adelaide's Haunted Horizons, said that this was one of the scariest places that they've ever been.
I think the land that this building sits on is very ominous. It's got a very weird vibe to it. And when you look at the building here, just peering into the windows, it's just, I don't know, it just feels like something's staring back at you. It's very interesting.
Absolutely, and it seems like the place is going to be rich with history. I mean, it turns out there's even an unmarked gravesite on the property.
Really, what makes this location so interesting is there's a lot that really isn't known. So we're gonna go inside here, inside this amazing, beautiful, and haunted building, and we're gonna get a walkthrough from our location representative, Ted, who is one of the foremost experts behind the history and hauntings of the Randolph County Asylum. So let's head on in here and see what happens. Ready, guys?
This building that you guys are in is 120 years old, and this is the third building that was here on this site. The first one burnt down, the second one basically fell down, and then they used the foundation from the first building to build this building on top of. And so the foundation that we're on right now is 120 years old.
Wow, so there's a lot of tragedy with this area.
A lot of tragedy with the place. I know of one accidental death. I know of 4 murders. I know of 1 hanging, and not to mention the natural death. You know, this is never meant to be an insane asylum. This is a poor farm. When I was a kid growing up, we always called it the old folks' home or the poor farm. You know, and that's basically what it was. It was never meant to be anything as a medical infirmary or an insane asylum. It never was.
Did it ever turn into that?
It did, because let's face it, if you've got mental problems or if you've got physical problems, the chances of you having a job is pretty slim. And so you would automatically qualify for the poor relief. And so you would be here. And it got to the point where most everybody here weren't capable of working.
Oh, wow.
So back in the 1940s, and late 1800s especially. It was called Randolph County Asylum.
Because asylum has an entirely different connotation than infirmary.
Yes, it does.
A lot of
Completely
people-
different.
Yeah.
But if you're also expecting for the people here that are superintendents and matrons and stuff, if you're thinking they're doctors, medical doctors, nurses, or any medical or mental trained kind of at all, forget it. There was none.
So did a lot of people die here? Do you know how many people died here?
I know over 200 did. I know well over 200. Out back out here behind a modern garage, there's a pauper cemetery. And I know there's 51 people from this building buried out there.
Well, whenever we're walking around, can you tell us some crazy stories of paranormal activity and also give us an idea of the history of the place while we go around? That way we know where we're going tonight.
I can do that.
All right, thanks, Ted. Where are we going first?
Let's go to the basement first,
All right.
okay? Okay, in 1938, Ida Gunkel was put in here by her son. And the only thing I can say about Ida is that she's got a huge mental problem. Her biggest problem is 8 years before she was put in here, her husband passed away. And her husband passed away from syphilis. And so Ida's got syphilis, and it's eating her brain up. And every once in a while, she was in very good shape. Other times, she'd come running and screaming and ripping her clothes and running up and down the halls and messing down her legs and rolling in it like a dog. They brought Ida's stuff down here, and they leave her door open so she could go get her meals and go to the bathroom, socialize with people and all that. But at night, Mrs. Thornburg, who was a matron here at the time, would lock that door because you got the highway out there and you got 351 acres here. She gets out there and you're gonna lose her.
Right.
And so they would lock her in here at night. And one night, Mrs. Thornburg was coming by to lock her door and Ida asked her for a broom. You see the broom up there?
Oh, wow.
And the next morning when Mrs. Thornburg come to unlock her door so she'd go get breakfast, she found Ida hanging from that broom. Her feet's on the ground though. And so she leaned forwards about a 45-degree angle, actually choked herself to death. We got an EVP off from her, and I don't have it with me, but I've heard an EVP from her said she had nothing left to live for. And if you stop and think, she didn't.
Right.
You know. So this is Ida Gunkel's room right here. Now I will tell you this, down at the end of the hall in the men's dining room, there is a crawler or creeper or whatever you want to call them, and it's real. It really is here. But that's PK energy. That's psychokinetic.
Right.
That's created by you and me. You know, it's nothing demonic, but he is here. And he's about 1 foot tall and he looks like a baby octopus. And that sucker can run. I mean, he zooms by you right up the walls, right across the ceilings and everything else. Now, you remember me telling you about the creeper?
Yes.
He's in this room is where I've seen him. I've seen him in this room, in that kitchen, and in the ladies' dining room next door. This place is gender segregated. It was never racially segregated, but gender segregated. And it about had to be.
Yeah.
As we go on, I'll tell you that story too.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
But this is the room where your creeper is, your crawler is. And I've actually got a picture of him standing right here with this wall as his background. In 1920, there was a cholera epidemic around Randolph County. And cholera, you catch it in the morning, 99% of the time before night comes, you're gonna be dead. And the way you get cholera is by hog manure in your drinking water. And once you catch it, it turns into an airborne virus, and it's very, very contagious. And there was only 3 morticians in the whole county. And so what they would do, they would bring the cadavers out here, and they'd stack them right there along that wall, one on top of the other. So you got dead people stacked up right there. And of course, this isn't an embalming table, but it's set pretty close to right here. And no, there's no drain in the floor. Okay, it was a dirt floor at that time.
Just soaked in.
And so what it did was they drain out of the dead people right onto the floor, and your morticians are sitting here wading in it, you know? And then in later years, when they went to clean it up, they didn't clean it up. They poured about a foot of cement all over the basement floor. Look at that door. See how short that door is?
Yeah.
How can I tell you how much cement's on the floor?
Yeah.
Kind of get an idea. So today, if we bust this cement up right here to tear the building down, we could very well let cholera loose again. And that's something that you need to know before you buy old buildings like this, you know, because if you tear it down, you could unleash another epidemic. Let's say now we got Uncle Bob laying over there, and Uncle Bob had a heart attack. He ain't got cholera, okay? But he does now because he's laying with these other cholera people laying there, you know? And so you're not gonna have a funeral for Uncle Bob. But Uncle Bob's family goes to the 3 morticians and says, hey, Uncle Bob died of a heart attack, we want a funeral. So the 3 morticians answered all universally the same, how much money you got? And so the 3 morticians would dress up in their so-called 1920s biosuits, and they'd drag Uncle Bob up here and lay him right up here on the table, and they'd drain him out on one end, pumping embalming fluid in him on the other side. And once they get Uncle Bob all embalmed, they would roll him in brown paper and tape him up and put him right there in that cooler with the pork chops.
Oh my God. That's a good way to just infect everybody.
Well, think about it. That's right. Okay.
Right.
But it's still just the idea that he's in there with your steaks.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just the idea of it. And lo and behold, there was 3.
What was that whistling sound?
Yeah, it sounded like a giggle or a whistle or something. It was like right behind you, Jason.
Yeah,
he's in there with your steaks.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just the idea of it. And lo and behold, he's in there with your steaks.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's just the idea of it. And lo and behold. Okay, right here is probably where it came from. This is the room that the lady was chased down out of the laundry into this room, and she was raped in here. So we get a lot of EVPs out of this room right here. I had 3 ladies from Tennessee that were mediums, and they came up here and they picked up on her before I ever told them the story. And so they left her a flower.
Yeah. That's just awful. The energy that leaves behind, tragedy like that, that's terrible.
Okay, there was a lady down here, she's still here today. Her name is Doris Addington. And Doris was left on the front steps of this building when she was only 11 years old by her 2 older sisters. Their parents had been killed in an automobile accident in 1939. So the 3 girls, they were still young enough that they all wanted to be adopted. But they didn't think Doris would ever be adopted because as a little girl playing around out here, she got kicked in the head by a mule and it messed up her speech. She couldn't talk plain. So they figured Doris would help them clean, but she didn't want to help clean. She wanted to help cook. And so many years later, Doris died here in 2004 when she was 81 years old.
Wow.
And so she spent 70 years cooking 3 meals a day for these folks out here. And this is also the room that Doris Addington died in.
Oh wow, that is, look at these dolls. That is creepy.
All these dolls right here on this shelf are indeed Doris's dolls, and them too.
But yeah, putting these dolls in here, I'm sure that only helps intensify Doris's energy in this room.
Yeah, she'll talk to you in here for sure. A lady had her little boy in here with her.
Oh wow.
Her little boy's name was Noah, and Noah was 8 years old. And Noah got the old-fashioned measles in 1943, and it killed him. He died in this room. Now we got a lady that used to work with us. Her name is Brandy Reeder, and she's got 2 daughters, and both of her daughters can see and talk to things and hear things. And so every time Brandy would come out here to work, the little girls would come in here with her, and they would come into this room and shut the door and play with this kid, and they'd laugh and talk and carry on. And then, of course, that would freak me out, you know. And then they'd come out and tell us, hey, if Noah's lonesome, he needs toys. So we started buying him toys. This is a sick room, all right? You can get 3 beds in here. Now, look at your vent hole.
They blocked it in.
They sealed it in.
Yeah, they sealed it.
So you got it sealed, your transom would be shut, the glass would be sealed in here, but you still got to carry the contaminated sheets out here in the hall. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
So why didn't they put a door right here?
They should have.
Yeah, they should have, but for $18.99, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes you think of how many people actually died in that room, you know?
So, if they put you in there, they're waiting on you to die, because you've either got cholera or tuberculosis. Wow. You go in that room, it don't matter whether you're male or female, you probably ain't coming out. This is John Oliver Champ's room. Okay, and yeah, there's a gurney in here for the 2nd floor. John Oliver Champ's 86 years old. He's a tall, thin guy. He got snow white hair parted down the middle and combed back on the sides. He's got a great big long snow white handlebar mustache. He looks like something out of the Old West.
Yeah.
He's 86 years old and he's a very well respected man. And there's also 4 thugs that's living on this. They were guys that got drafted in World War II and they were blown out alcoholics and they didn't take them. What they were going to do was one nice warm summer afternoon, all the men on this side were going to wash their windows both inside and out. John Oliver goes along with it, so he gets up on a chair and he washes this window on the inside. And there's no way, 86 years old, he's not coming up an extension ladder and do the outside. So John Oliver gets a hold right here and he opens this window and he sits down backwards in the windowsill, and he's sitting here, and he's washing up as high as he can from sitting outside. And 2 of the thugs walked right by the door and seen him sitting here, saying, hey, this will look like an accident, because John Oliver had been ratting him out and stuff. And he's a rat, and they're gonna get him. And they do. They see him sitting here backwards in the windowsill. They come running in here, pick his feet up, and shove him over backwards right here. And so when he lands right here, and yeah, it killed him. And here's your jail.
Wow. That's amazing.
Now the judge that I've told you about, told Studi that during World War II coming up, you're going to have some guys out here you're not going to like. And he was right. Them guys that didn't get drafted, they were thugs. And so him and Studi went to Winchester and bought a jail cell. But this is a for real jail cell, you can tell by the. And what the judge used to do, he would have mock trials up in the attic. You got a lot of people here, so you're gonna have petty crimes, petty theft, you know. And Studi was letting him hold mock trials up in the attic and actually sentencing people to a day or overnight or something in his jail cell. Now this judge, he's retired, he's got no authority. But if Studi, the caretaker, says he can do it, this judge has got more authority than he needs to have.
Right.
The thugs were scared to death of him. They figured he might just hang them. Coming up, Judge.
Where did you have an experience with the judge?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Okay, one night, Philip and Christopher Booth. Philip was sitting right here and Christopher was sitting right there, and they both had SLS cameras.
Yeah.
Ted, come here. So I come over. He said, do you know the judge? And I say, I know who he is. I've never had a personal experience. He said, is this where he had his trials? I said, yeah. And Philip said, looky there. And he had me look at that pole right there.
Yeah.
He said, looky here at the screen. And I looked on the screen, there's a stick figure head coming out from behind that pole. Okay. So Philip said, do you know him? And I said, well enough, I think I can talk to him. So I walked over here then, and come over here, and I leaned against this chimney like this. I'm standing here just like this. And Christopher said, Ted, I think he likes you. He's following you. Philip said, not only is he following you, Ted, he's leaning against the chimney right here beside you. And of course, I'm sitting there giving one of these numbers. I see nothing. I haven't got a camera, you know. Mm-hmm. I see nothing. And I'm just standing here like this, checking him around. And the next thing I know, my whole world come unglued.
I mean, I am dizzy to the point where I'm going to pass out. My world's swimming. I'm
Spinning.
Wow.
You know? And so I got clear down here on the floor, leaning against this. And Christopher said, Ted, I believe the old boy does like you. He put his hand on your shoulder. Well, no, I didn't feel him put his hand on my shoulder, but I know something was making me sick. So I wasn't surprised when he said that a bit. So I said, Judge, my friend, I said, I like you too, but you're going to have to quit touching me because I can't handle it. It's making me sick. I said, I'm going to pass out. And within 10 seconds, I felt fine. I said, where'd he go? And Philip said he walked back across and went back behind the pole right there, and we can't see him no more. So any skepticism I ever had went out the window.
Yeah.
That night.
All right, so we just got done with the walkthrough. Ted showed us some amazing places inside this building. The history is just tragic of this asylum. And it's a perfect recipe for hauntings. It's what, in the top 10 most haunted places in America. And this place has been, we've been told by our friends that this place is terrifying when the sun goes down. And that's where we are. The sun is about to go down here in Winchester, Indiana.
Yeah.
We are going to have the Randolph County Asylum to ourselves until 10 a.m. all night.
It's going to be pretty awesome. I know with what Ted was saying, you know, some of the stories of the woman in the basement, the judge up in the attic, and various different stories that he told throughout the tour here. There's definitely going to be tons of places for, you know, lots of things to happen tonight. And I already, there's an eerie feeling in here, so.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready for the sun to go down.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's get started.
Finally all set up, starting solo. Don't run into this, I just got it set up. Can I have a seat? My name's Ryan. I brought a couple things here for you. If you wouldn't mind to talk to me.
And the next morning when Mrs. Thornburg come to unlock her door so she'd go get breakfast, she found Ida hanging from that broom.
Can you make something move in here? Maybe you could touch one of these devices or knock this broom or something off the windowsill here behind me. Ida, you can touch me, you can use my energy, you can do whatever you need to do to get communication. You can also go over and knock that camera. Can you knock that camera off that stand that I have it sitting on? It's not attached, so if you push it hard enough, it should just come off. What was that? I'm down here all by myself because I wanted to talk to you, Ida. Because I wanted to talk to you, Ida. Because I wanted to talk to you, Ida. Can you tell me why you took your own life? There's a device down there on the floor that if you get close to it, it'll light the lights up. I can't see it right now, but I'll be able to see it later when I watch it. If it's a yes, could you light that meter up? If it's a no, could you just let it be? Don't get near it. So all you have to do is get near it and touch it, and it'll light up. Do you understand? Now, I'm going to go over to the morgue room if you don't talk a little bit here. All right, Ida, well, I'm going to walk out of here. All right. All right, Ida, I'm going to leave you alone in that cell. Or I'm going to leave you alone in your room here. I'm going to take this with me. And I'm going to go down to a different room. The room that I'm going to by myself now. It's supposed to be the scariest room.
And so what they would do, they would bring the cadavers out here and they'd stack them right there along that wall, one on top of the other. So you got dead people stacked up right there.
All right. I'm gonna set this recorder beside the Brimpod. They say right here where I'm standing up against the wall, there was a bunch of people that died of cholera. They said it's a very fast death, within days. There's a light, there's two lights. If you get close to that one and you touch it, it'll go off. If you get close to that other one and you speak, you say something, I should be able to hear your voice later on. So please come talk to me. My name is Ryan. I come only with the utmost respect. I have a few questions for you. And I'd really appreciate it if you communicated with me here tonight. Ted talked about something, that underneath this floor is actually the disease cholera, and that tearing down this building and breaking apart this concrete would unleash the disease on whoever is here in Winchester. Is this true? You can use my energy. Whatever you need to talk to me, you can use it. Just come up to these devices here and just talk to me, please. Will it help you if I touch this table? Use my energy through the table to the recorder or the REM pod to make either that go off or talk to that. But I'm going to go into this room where they believe this woman. Who ended up being permitted to break the gender segregation, ended up being assaulted by 3 men.
I had 3 ladies from Tennessee that were mediums, and they came up here and they picked up on her before I ever told them the story. And so they left her a flower.
Yeah. That's just awful. The energy that leaves behind, a tragedy like that, that's terrible. I just came here to have a conversation with you. I know I'm probably not the person you want to talk to. Those men did something horrible to you. And I really, really apologize. I'm so sorry they did that to you. If you could speak into this light here that I have in my hand, it'd be a lot easier for me to talk to you. So please, if you could, just talk right here. If that's you, can you make it go up a light? Oh, look, it went up a light.
Yeah, I've never seen it hit like 3 on this new one.
It literally went to blue there. That's crazy.
Is it on the normal setting?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit.
Can you step back away from it, please? Can you just take a step back, please? Just please step back into the day room. Please?
Did you know if you get closer to that, it'll make more callers? Can you try that?
Can you make it hit all 4?
Whoa. Did you hear
I've
that?
been hearing stuff behind us.
What'd you hear?
Oh, it kind of sounded like a finger snap or something.
Yeah, it's not me, because I'm holding 2 things in my hand right now.
Hello? Did you hear that noise?
What? What'd you see?
I'm blocking the light out behind that door right now. On the right-hand side of the crack where I'm standing. Unless the trees are blowing, something is just blocking the light out. It's moving again. You see the light coming through the crack on the right
That's
now?
that sound. I hear music.
Yeah.
You're right here in front of me.
Whoa.
Do you guys want to hear the music?
I heard it.
I hear music.
Whoa, oh, did you hear that?
That was me turning the dead light on.
No, it was I heard that, but it was a whisper.
Really?
Go ahead.
Come towards us down here. It's okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
You heard that on your recording?
Which way?
Yes, I did.
Which way?
I don't know, I heard it.
It was like a... Is that what you heard?
Yes, it echoed, it's inside.
Yeah, it echoed off the walls. Was it from behind you, Jason?
I couldn't tell.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Is there a woman down here that's moaning?
Can you make that light up again for us? Where did you go?
Whoa.
What's that?
That was my back on this door. Sorry.
I didn't even realize you were still standing there. Freaked me out. I thought you'd moved down there, which is weird because I thought I saw you sitting in that wheelchair there. I thought I saw someone sitting in that wheelchair right there, guys.
You did?
So I was back this hallway here, and I didn't realize that Jason was still standing right here. And I looked out through that door and I saw a silhouette. I couldn't get it on camera because I was still behind the door jamb with the camera. But I thought I saw a silhouette sitting in this wheelchair, and I was like, oh, Jason must be over there sitting in that wheelchair now. And then he moved and his back hit the door, and that was when it clicked in my head that he was still standing right here. Scared the ever-living shit out of me, but...
How far down was that cage?
Right over here.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. Go down another door.
Oh, right here? All the doors are closed. Oh, idiot.
Did you hear that?
That sounded like a voice, wasn't it?
It sounded like snapping again. I don't know what that is. I keep hearing it.
What was that?
I thought that was you.
Did you just open that door, Steve?
Yeah. And then the EMF just went off. That was that buzzing sound.
Are you the one on that camera there?
It's not pointing at it, but
Okay, but you got the sound of it?
I should have, yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. If anyone's in here with me, there's a device right there in front of me. It's got orange lights on it, numbers. Can you touch that device, set it off, stand near it? Or my buddies are out there in the hallway.
What happened? That was weird. I just saw like a Not on my camera, but I saw it out of the side of my eye, like a white ball of light or something right here by this door.
Huh.
Someone going down there, I'm lost.
All right, I'm all by myself in here.
Brimpod.
Oh yeah.
I can't see. I'm gonna trip.
Can you come on up here with us?
Whoa. Oh.
That was definitely the REM pod.
Judge?
Did that sound like the temperature, or did that sound like the regular REM pod?
I don't know. If it was the temperature, it would have gone off by now.
Judge?
Whoa.
I heard that. We're going in.
Here, let me leave this with them.
Okay.
Oh, I cannot see.
Use this camera real fast, Steve. Sure. We're gonna run over here. We heard a sound back in this room. We're gonna try and investigate.
The REM pod was going off too.
Yeah, I heard that. That was crazy.
It's already rolling and everything.
They're all hooked together, not gonna drop anything.
That's got red on this K2, guys.
Really?
You got red? You got red on the K2?
Yes, twice.
Oh, there it goes. I can see it. Look at it.
Thank you. Who's here with me? My name's Jason. What's your name?
It's kind of cool. It's like,
Maybe they're just getting comfortable using it.
maybe.
It's pulling us in all different directions. This is crazy.
That hit red twice.
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something
I heard a breath.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like.
It sounded like it was over beyond Jason.
Like almost like choking.
Yeah.
Is that you, Judge?
That hit red twice. That hit red twice.
Yeah.
Judge, was that you? We know that you like Ted. And we like Ted. He's a great guy, isn't he? Judge?
What was that? Was that over by you?
No, that's behind you.
That's behind you. Judge, are you dishing out some justice? What do you do if somebody breaks the rules of this institution?
Judge, can you make one of our devices go off again?
Yeah, I just did. Brimpod.
Oh,
Whoa.
very cool. Thank you. All right, Judge, we're coming down to see you.
Like it's so dark up there. What?
Just kind of like I got enveloped in like an energy there. That was weird.
Yeah. It's creepy up here. You alright?
Oh God!
What's the matter?
Something just keeps walking right in front of me.
Like you feel an energy?
Yeah, and then it like blacked out. I didn't black out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was like a shadow.
Hello?
You all right, man?
You all right, man?
Dave. Dave.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
I told you.
Yeah. The REM pod's going off right over here in the stairwell. He just keeps seeing a shadow coming in front of him. And then as soon as he stepped back, the REM pod, which is sitting over here, by the way, on the stairs, and actually that's the temperature sensor. What'd you see?
I don't know. For some reason, I'm like on edge.
There's that. That's where the REM pod is, by the way. Right here. I was pretty damn close to that wall. I didn't even realize.
Judge, why don't you make that door shut right there? Can you do that? I know that you have a lot of energy. I can feel that. I did not like that. That made me like sick to my stomach.
Was it being really aggressive?
Kind of just was. It was just like intimidating. I don't know. That was weird. It didn't feel like evil or anything. It just felt like.
Like, I'm
I was
here.
standing right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was odd. I didn't like that.
Did you grab the book?
He did.
I was gonna say, you know what would be a good experiment while you guys are in here?
What's that?
Is we go to the kitchen and try and talk to Doris.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I think it would be interesting if we could try and capture that squid, that thought form of it.
Oh, the.
Yeah.
So
Crawler.
try and conjure him up in that room.
Yeah, we can try and conjure the crawler.
Now, I will tell you this, down at the end of the hall in the men's dining room, there is a crawler or creeper or whatever you want to call them, and it's real. It really is here. And he's about a foot tall and he looks like a baby octopus. And that sucker can run. I mean, he zooms by you right up the walls, right across the ceilings and everything else.
All right, Doris. It's just me and Steve now. I'm Dave. That's Steve. And we just want to come and talk to you. We were given permission, so it's okay.
We're not here to harm anybody. We're not here to harm you.
No, we just want to talk.
So we got we have 3 cameras covering this area. Yep.
What do you think about, like, we give a minute or something and accolade?
What was that?
I heard that.
That one. Hello? 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 Doris, is that you?
Doris, there's a red glowing light right there. A little red light bulb. When we ask a question, you can put your hand over that and it'll let us know that you're here.
Sounds like there's a movement in here right now.
Yeah.
2 balls.
Okay. I see that one. Hello, Doris?
Doris, are you attached to any of your dolls? Do you use them as ways to communicate with people? If so, could you touch the red light on the table or go close to the middle of the shelf on the top shelf? Please.
What was that? It sounded like a woman moaning, like, What was that? What was that? So we're going to think, we're going to envision this crawler that Ted saw. This low, crawling black shadow that speeds across the floor and the wall. We're going to try and get this to manifest itself. We're going to try and manifest it by using psychokinetic energy. I heard that. It was like a tap. I heard a tap right out here.
Sir, we heard about your story of you getting pushed out of this window to your death.
You know, K2 sitting, or the EMF on the EDI.
Are you here with us?
They see him sitting here backwards in the windowsill. They come running in here, pick his feet up, and shove him over backwards right here. And so when he lands right here, and yeah, it killed him.
If you could, we'd love to speak with you. You just have to go like this, or you can move this, and then light up, and then let us know that you're talking with us.
They will not hurt you.
Can you touch one of the balls down here again? Please? Doris? What was that?
It sounded like
Yeah. Doris? Are you making dinner? Doris? It's a lot of people that miss you here.
You sure did have a good view from up here, didn't you?
Could you maybe tap on something? Does being around the window make you nervous? We can definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Man, the hair on the back, on my back, on the back of my neck is standing up.
Me too.
Come in here and show yourself to us.
Are you in here with us? Go on in this room here.
If you can hear this sound, please come closer towards it. Man, it's getting something going. It's right outside this door.
That's not bad, was it?
No, man.
Ryan, Steve, if that is you, now is not the time. I will quit right now if that's you guys.
Whoever is out in that hallway, open this door and come towards this sound. Please.
Did you hear that?
Was that?
That was.
I'm gonna play this back for when you get up there and listen to those loud noises.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
End of session review. And that was a damn whistle.
It was. That was crazy.
And like you said, that was directly in front of us.
Yeah.
I mean, that was right in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. That
That was freaky.
was, yeah.
I've warned you about it now, okay?
Okay.
This is the men's dining room. All right, so every meal the men would eat in this room. Right here's your buzzer. All right.
That is crazy.
Now, can you hear that buzzer outside?
You can hear that buzzer outside. You can hear it clear up in the attic in this building.
Okay.
So it actually goes all through the building.
Yeah, it does.
That's amazing. You mind if I press it?
Press it. Help yourself.
That's amazing.